Right guys, it's Friday, time for me to go back down the mill pond. First, unfortunately, I have got to do a day's work. I'll be heading there straight after work. Car's loaded, ready to rock and roll. I've got 24 hours, going to go to 2 different venues, going to start at the mill pond for the night, and after that I'm going to head to another lake that's on the ticket. So let's get it done. Right, I've arrived here at venue number 1, the big silty pit of doom, where I'll be spending the night. I haven't got much daylight left, so I'll quickly drop in a swim. I'm going to be targeting the deeper water because I'm hoping it's going to stay warmer for longer. The temperature's dropped quite a bit, like I said, so yeah, let's go find a swim. Right, the good news is no one else is here, so I've got whatever swim I want. I've managed to drop into the first swim, which is right in front of the deep water, and it's closest to the car park, which is always nice. So I'm going to get the bivvy up, get the rest of the gear out of the car, get the rods out.
I spent the next hour or so watching the water and setting up base camp. I'll apologise now for the waterfall in the background of this video.
That's base camp, all set up. Now I'm going to talk to you about the tactics that I'm going to use. So rod number 1, I'm going to be using a trod rig. This is a brilliant rig because I don't really know what's out there other than fixed silt. It's sort of a way to guarantee I'm going to be presented at all times regardless of what's out there. It's important that when I fish this rig I don't have my lines tight, otherwise it's going to sort of sit up like this and it's just not going to be presented very well. So I've got to keep my lines slack. So it follows the contours of the lake and it's presented well. So let's get this one out there. Now hopefully you guys can see this okay. I can't see because the light is so bright in my face, but the night has drawn in extremely fast. I have made a change of plan. I'm not going to fish 2 rods in the margins. I'm only going to do 1 on the trod rig. It's sort of like a rod length out in front. The other one, however, I'm going to put on a solid bag, cast to the lilies in the middle, as I've seen some movement there. The bloke that owns it has told me that people fish there a lot, so I'm hoping it's going to be less silty. I didn't bring my spod rod or marker rod, so I'm not able to actually feel it out myself. I'm just going on local knowledge. So yeah, let's get the solid bag out on the spot. What have we got here then, boys and girls? Dinner time. We've got a mozzarella, tomato and basil pasta. The go-to bankside beverage, Pepsi Max Cherry. Whole bag of goodies there, look. Big ups Bev from work for the chocolate shortbread. Unreal bit of confectionery. That's it, we're all set for the night. Both rods are out where they need to be. I'm going to get an early night because obviously I'm off to the second venue in the morning. So for now, it's good night.
It's the middle of the night. I've just reset the rods because I'm absolutely getting obliterated by crayfish. Hopefully they stop doing what they're doing now because I'm getting fed up. But this is fishing. See if I can get my head down, no doubt I'll be up again in the next hour or so, resetting the rods again.
Well, it's now the morning. Not a very productive night at all. Obviously got pestered by crayfish all night, as you know. I'm not going to waste any more time in this water. The temperature's really dropped, so I'm going to get down to the second venue and hopefully we can bag a bite during the day down there.
Though I haven't caught at the mill pond yet, something keeps drawing me back here. It's such a lovely place to be and I just know sooner or later I'm going to bag one of its beautiful residents.
For now though, it was time for me to head to the second venue and try and actually catch some fish for a change. Venue number 2, we have arrived. It looks good. See all the mist rolling on the lake, it's lovely. Just chatted to a chap, he said there's loads of carp in here, so that should be a good sign. got to get the gear out of the car and get the rods in the water. Right, so I finally found a spot. I'm going to get 2 rods out to these pads just behind me here. Not sure if you can see it on the camera there, but I've seen a couple of swells there, so it's a safe bet, I'm sure. Yeah, cast one over to the far side. We're going to run round, hand drop it in with a bit of bait over the top, just on the right hand side of the pads, and the other one's going to go right in front of the pads. So let's get these rods out.
Both rigs were basically set up the same on a slip D rig, this one topped with a pink pop-up, and this one topped with a piece of fake corn.
So on the rig with sweet corn, I'm just going to put this little bit of PVA. Just got a few boilies in there, just because I can't get the bait mix out on that spot, because obviously I haven't got my spod, so it just means there's going to be something else other than hook bait there. Left my breakfast in the car, so I've had to reel in and go and get my cinnamon buns, which gives me a good excuse to do another lap of the lake and see if I can spot some fish elsewhere. I've come up the far end of the lake. Got to keep my voice down as people fishing next to me, so. But it's a lot warmer, which is nice. And I just spoke to the bloke who runs this lake, and he said this is where he would go if he was fishing today, so can only go off what people say.
After a short while in this swim, my rod to the left hand side to the lilies was away.
Good news, we got one on. It's gone in straight through.
After recording the reels for about 20 minutes trying to catch the bite on camera, I turned the video recording off thinking that it wouldn't happen. Then typically, the alarm went screaming off. While it's the smallest mirror carp I've ever laid my eyes upon, it was my first fish from a club water, so I was pretty happy with that. I quickly slipped this one back in the hope that I'd catch something maybe 3 times the size.
It's probably worth mentioning that before I recast that rig back out, I did sharpen the hook with a file. You haven't got to change your rig every single time you catch a fish, just make sure the hook point is sharp, and it'll be absolutely fun for another fish. Got handed some bread by the guy fishing next to me. Chucked some out, and I've just seen a big ghostie feeding on the surface, so I'm going back to the car, get the surface rod, see if we can get one off the top.
I was very excited to do this, as surface fishing is definitely my most favourite way to angle for carp. It wasn't long before a piece of floating bread was too much for one of the residents to resist. For me, there's just something about surface fishing that hits different. Just sitting there watching the water, and all of a sudden you see this big mouth come up, slurping your bread, and you're away.
There we have it. First fish from this lake, off the surface on a bit of floating bread. Nice mirror, a bit bigger than the other one, still no biggie, but we're getting bigger slowly. There we go, lovely little mirror. Just going to pop this one back, get the float rod back out, see if we can bag another.
Shortly after slipping that one back, the fish regained confidence feeding on the surface and I was in again. Fishing this way really does prove that you haven't got to have all the top end latest gear that costs loads of money. For this tactic I literally used a rod, reel, line and a hook with a piece of bread. Don't get me wrong, there are times in fishing where you do need the tackle to do the job, such as the mill pond where it's thick silt and really snaggy, but if you're just wanting to go out and catch some fish in the sun, this is really all you need. I couldn't believe how much the weather had changed and I really enjoyed my time catching these small mirrors off the surface. However, my main goal of joining this club was to get back down the mill pond and catch one of the bigger residents that live in there.
Well, that concludes today's video. I ran out of bread, couldn't get another one off the surface. I did strike at one, but hook come out in my last bit of bread. So time to reel in, pack up, go home. Gonna have a little mooch around the mill pond before I go, just to see how that's done during the day. Then give myself a nice bit of grub. See you later.
As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep documenting my trips down the mill pond, and hopefully soon I'll have a fish down there to show.